everybody, it is Emily here with Planting Libra. I'm back with another video, and today I figured this would be a quick little video to film and a plant shore that I've been putting off for a little while. But I need to repot this alocasia Bacchiana. It's the newest leaf that came out there. It is an alocasia purple sword. Can you see there? It's not as purple as it could be, but you can see the undersides of the leaves there have a bit of a darker tint to it. So I'm going to be repotting this plant today, as I said. It is going in this terracotta pot. It's just a regular 4-inch terracotta. And I'm going to show you the soil mix that I have planned for this. I'm going to mix it up here and show you step by step as I go. I just bought a new bag of orchid bark today. I don't like to buy the Miracle-Gro brand typically, but I haven't been able to find the Pro Mix anywhere around town. I think a lot of our retailers just aren't getting it in because of, you know, Corona shortages and all that stuff. So we have Miracle-Gro. This is a much more peaty mix than I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. Okay, so yeah, I definitely prefer the Pro Mix bark, but it's fine. This is fine. It'll do. I'll just need to add a little bit more perlite to make up for it in my ratio. So let me just come a little closer so you can see what I'm talking about here. So as you can see there, you can see the bark chips, but it's a very peaty mixture. Like, it's very, you know, like, there are bark chips in it, don't get me wrong, but like, it's a much peatier mixture than I had anticipated. I tried to feel up the bag and see if I could, you know, figure it out. And it felt more barky than it actually was, but that's okay. It is what it is. It'll still get the job done for us today. So, yeah, that's fine. So I just dumped in my little tub here just enough bark to cover the bottom in my little tub. Now I'll turn it this way so you can actually see just a little, you know, fine layer of bark to cover the bottom. Since this is only a little 4-inch plant, I'm not going to need a hell of a lot of soil, but I want to mix up a little extra just because I have some other plants that I'm going to be repotting in the next few days. May or may not film them, I'm not entirely sure yet, but I just wanted to, you know, mix up some soil in advance kind of dealio. Okay. And I'm just taking handfuls of my actual soil mix here to put in my bark tub. Let's see here. Okay, and so you can see on the top here, about that far down, is how much soil I added in. It's already got a lot of perlite in it because this is also, you know, mixed up with a little bit of extra perlite. But I think I'm going to be adding even more perlite to this, just because the last time I had this plant, it rotted. I repotted one on my channel back last summer, and it lasted like 2 months and it died. So I'm hoping that this time goes better, and one of the things that I'm going to do to try to help that is, like I said, adding in more perlite, more drainage, trying my best to try and keep this thing alive, because 3 strikes and I'm out with a plant. That's pretty well been my ground rule so far. So if this one dies, I have one more chance to try again, and if that doesn't work that time, then I forbid myself from owning the plant ever again. So now I just have my tub of perlite here. Oh, I never showed you my tub of soil. It's as you would imagine a tub of dirt would look, you know. And then tub of perlite, I'm just going to start scooping. Try not to breathe in perlite dust. You're going to be coughing it up. You're gonna sneeze perlite dust everywhere. Perlite lung is a condition as well. Like you can start to feel it in your throat. So try your best not to breathe it in. Another scoop of perlite. And another shake of this. I think another little shake of this, and then we are good to go ahead with potting up this plant. Perfect. So now I'll show you. This is the soil mix I have here. As you can see, it is a very perlite heavy mixture. You can see a lot of white in there, but that's what I like to see with a mix. That's one of my indicators that it's going to be really well draining, is when you can see consistent white perlite throughout the whole thing, and it's more so an even amount of white versus the brown you can see. And each handful that I come up with here is going to have a good few pieces of bark in it. So yeah, I think this is a good mix, and we're going to go ahead and start potting up this plant. Okay, so first of all, I have a little tray here that I'm just going to be doing this over because I'm doing this on my carpeted living room floor. I don't like to vacuum this thing, so if I can avoid getting a bunch of dirt in the carpet, I will. So, okay, I've just slid it out here, and let me just show you guys. The roots are actually looking really healthy. The one I had the last time, I think it might have even had a touch of root rot before I even, brought it home from the store, just because it had some not great roots happening. And this one, all these nice big roots feel nice and firm and not squishy. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and just take off some of the big clods of soil. And okay, lovely. Just as I suspected was going to be the case. I'm not sure why, why this always is the case. The little mesh wraps that go on that you can start seedlings in, those little like grower jiffy pod things that come wrapped in like cotton mesh. Okay, I just cracked off a root. Nice. Nice. But okay, we've got some not so great roots coming to light here now that I'm getting a little bit deeper in here. I'm going to try to get as much of this old soil away as possible so that I can free up that mesh wrap to kind of get some of that off. So you can kind of see right here, that is all leftover intact mesh wrap. So yeah, basically I'm just trying to gently tease that off the roots. Yeah, okay, so that's pretty well all of that mesh wrap off there, so you can see right into the crown of the plant. This is looking pretty good. And some new little bulbs forming that I'm not gonna fuck with. Okay, so now we are going to get this potted up in that pot, and then I'm going to give it a spray down with Safers again for the whole 2 weeks. it's been more like 3-4 weeks since I got this. It has been in quarantine in my apartment, separate from a lot of my other plants, just in case it did have any pests hitching a ride on there. And yeah, so I'm just going to give it a spray down. I did when I first bought it, and I just want to again to make sure that there is nothing funky going on with this guy. No pests hitching rides, you know, nothing that could potentially risk the rest of my collection. And if I do notice anything, thrips, it's gone. I'm not dealing with that again. I'm over it. I'm still dealing with it at my mother's house, from afar, of course, as I don't live there. But yeah, I'm still coaching my mother through dealing with that outbreak, so I'm not looking forward to, you know, having another one start out here. Yeah. Okay, so we are gonna call this plant potted up there now. Yeah, that's... Oh, you're very wobbly in that pot, dude. Okay, so we are going to call this guy potted up here now. I kind of showed you off some of the leaves earlier. Like, this is the size of my face, and this is way smaller than the one that I had before. So I'm hoping also that starting with a smaller one is going to get me the hang of its care a little bit quicker, rather than starting with a big one. That big one was more expensive. It was closer to around $20 when I bought it, whereas this one was $7. So I'm hoping that this goes well. Here's to round 2 of Alocasia Purple Sword, which is also Alocasia Lauterbachia. I don't know the Latin. You know this by now. I cannot pronounce the Latin, but this is going to go sit on its lovely new shelf. I think this is going to actually sit on one of these crates behind me once I shift some stuff around. As you can see, I have my big Alocasia poly up here, so I think I want to have my little Alocasia family closer together. So that is going to be all for this video then. Did I have anything else to tell y'all? My hair's red now. Feels a little late to say that, seeing as literally my last video that y'all have already seen, I had red hair. I have red hair now. Also, this is my hair's natural curl, by the way. I think it's cute, you know? Anyway. So yeah, that is going to be all for this week's video. But yeah, so I will be back next week with another video. I don't know what yet, but I will figure that out and get it filmed and ready to go for you for next week. I'm thinking that I'm going to be trying to upload on Saturdays, Sundays, somewhere around there, just because that makes more sense for me school-wise. You know, it'll be easier for me to film, edit, and upload things on the weekends rather than actually during the week during school time. But yeah. So thank you so much everybody for watching. It means a lot to me that you take the time out of your day to watch this video, any of you who do. Big thanks, big love from me to all of you guys. I would really appreciate it as well if you could give me a follow over on my Instagram. I have a plant account, a personal account, and a reading account. Probably too many, but I want to have my feeds be, you know, individual and not a mishmash of everything. So at Planting Libra is my plant account, at Reading with Emmy is my reading booksta account, and at Emily Wake Up is my personal account. I have a TikTok, which I said I was never going to get one, and then I got one. I plugged it in my last account, or my last video, so I guess I'll plug it here. I guess I'll start plugging it every time. I'm at Emily Wake Up XO on TikTok, if you want to follow me there. I want to start posting more planty TikToks, but I just need to get around to filming them. Like with videos, editing just drags my soul to oblivion. But yeah, so I guess check me out there if you're interested in following my journey, whether it be planty, reading, or just me in general. Um, yeah. Have a great day and a great week, everybody, and I will see you next week. Bye.